Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome to Visual Communication and Media. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of y'all. Really happy weekend. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with your projects this weekend. Really awesome. So I finished the grades. Everything should be updated. If you have any questions, let me know. I did notice a few things that seem to be trends in the assignments, and I really want to kind of just like highlight on that a little bit. So I was reading through the papers Thursday and Friday, and I was kind of going through, and I noticed that just there's some things I've been pointing out in the formatting is just, hey, don't use first person. That's like using I and we and me and ours. We tend to see that a lot because it like creates your papers as opinions rather than factual. So that's why it's good to write your papers in third person in APA. That way it stands as like more of a data written source rather than an opinion. And that's why it's going to really help you out a lot of times. So there's a big thing. I noticed just some things that I keep mentioning in the lectures. So just that's something I'm starting to notice. So just keep in mind that's something else. Also, another thing I noticed from the last papers, there were a lot of papers that focused on like race specifically, and I'm okay with that. And the answers were good. Don't get me wrong. I was really like I felt like they were thorough, but this is just something like for me. I tend to think that a lot of times these assignments, it's really easy to focus on cultures and race and the differences between them. I want you to kind of think outside the box a little bit and start looking at different cultures, like social cultures, age cultures, different activity cultures. For example, like what are people that the differences between like accessibility, like people that are handicapped versus people that are not. What are the different aspects about that? That was something that really kind of popped out for me. That it was just so easy, and a lot of the things that I noticed too while reading was there were a lot of papers that had this, was the fact that you would bring a set of information and not like notate it and reference it because that's technically plagiarism in a way. So, and I was catching that in a lot of different ways. And I kind of take a look at these like grammarly.coms and stuff and take a look at your papers and make sure that you guys are doing well. Um, just keep in mind if you're bringing a set of data or some type of quote or something into it, make sure that it is referenced and notated from a document or some website or something that you got from, because it just feels very opinionated and it is just hard to back up your reasoning with facts. So that's something to keep in mind with that. I thought there were some really great papers out there this week, but I also thought there were just some trends that were, I just feel like they were the easy route, and I don't want you to go about that. I really want you to challenge yourselves and really take a look at different angles rather than just focusing on the simple route. And that's really what I'm thinking of. Other than that, that's all I got. Just some trends I noticed, and I want you to really succeed on your work, and that's pretty much why I kind of noticed some things. And this is going to be crucial when you go into your final project for your outline and for your written assignment, and for your final project, because I'm going to be looking for like different cultures all around. Like, try to be diverse as possible. Take a look at different angles. Take a look at different people, and don't just focus specifically on like age and race. Those are kind of the simple things about that. I really want you to kind of expand and take a look at what other specific cultures, different groups, different communities, different family types, different activity groups, people that are having accessibility issues. Go further into that, and that's really what I want you to kind of take a look at that from a farther perspective. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox real quick. That's just something I want you to notice and some details, and really hit that content too. Also, one other thing, I noticed a lot of people use pictures. I'm okay with using pictures. Just make sure it doesn't take away from the written content, because if I'm asking for 2 pages of written content, I'd like to see 2 pages of written content. Please don't use the pictures and then kind of like supplement that. That kind of does it. It's not written content. So that's something for me. Other than that, just a couple things to talk about before we end this week. I really want to talk about emotion and how it ties in a part of positive and negative persuasion. So we're kind of focusing on persuasion again a little bit. And again, persuasion is triggered by emotion and memories, right? And so when we take a look at this, there's a lot of different ways where emotion and persuasion can be set within positive and negative settings. So let's take a look at that in a long run. So emotion and memories tie into persuasion a lot of times, because we tend to really use cognitive memories to really exemplify when we take a lot of visuals. For example, this is the Budweiser advertisement right here. These are the Clydesdales. This is a really big advertisement that pops up around, like, Christmas areas, different styles of holidays, New Year's, and yeah, it's Budweiser. It's a beer company, Anheuser-Busch. But when I was a kid, I would always see the Clydesdales, in like football commercials and everything. It just kind of reminds me of like the winter, those big like parades and sports. It was just really cool atmosphere about that. I really appreciate that. And so it made me happy because it reminded me of like winter and presents and, all these cool, football games and sports. It just brought me a lot of good memories of the Clydesdale. Even though it was associated to beer, I still think the Clydesdales are really like, they come around like holiday times, and it's just like one of those like things where, it's just another symbol of just happiness and the holidays. Even though it's a beer company, for that thing. But yeah, just ties in your cognitive memories and your emotions, and those visuals just kind of remind you of when those things happen and kind of brings you back a little bit. Yeah. So also persuasion's used in like positive and negative persuasion as well. So, and we tend to see this a lot. Big example of how things are going on. Like, for example, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial that just happened. And I even bringing that to that. That dealt with trying to put, people in a positive and negative persuasion. Because you had definitely a lot of people that were for Johnny Depp, but you even had some people that were against him. And they would, like, post videos and photos of Johnny Depp that were either really, really positive or really, really negative. And they're trying to convince people to either love him or hate him. Same thing with Amber Heard. They did the same thing. It was just more were on one side compared to the other. And it's the same thing what happened to Brock Turner. This Brock Turner, he unfortunately did something really bad and kind of should have gone to jail for it, I think. I think it was a sexual assault or something that went down to that. I know it's a little dark, I'm sorry. But when he went to trial and he was caught, he was in college at the time, I believe in Duke University. And when he was caught, it was at his fraternity house and all this stuff. And when they brought him together, the lawyers argued two ways. So one, obviously the state wanted to picture him as this monster that would hurt women, and which he was, and he definitely did. And this left picture right here showcases, the dark side of him and kind of looking at him in a negative light. And then there's the people that were defending him and saying he is just an innocent kid that made a mistake, he didn't mean it. And they try to put him in a positive light, showing his innocence right here and how of a nice kid he is. So this is another way of where persuasion's used in a positive and negative manner to try and convince someone that, to vote for this person, or to make sure he doesn't go to jail or something, or to go to this movement, or this, this tack that they want you to go about. That's what they're trying to focus on with this. And really, like, you could see persuasion used in both sides of the argument. And that's something to keep in mind with, especially with visuals. Cool. All right, that's all I got, my friends. Thanks for being amazing. Sorry I went in a little bit of a diatribe, a little bit about the assignments. I just started noticing trends, and it's just telling me that I don't think my instructions are being communicated clearly in the announcements and in the lectures. So, because I go over every single aspect, so I'll try and be a little bit more clear and be straightforward at the end of the lectures, when you take a look at the assignments and how I'm telling you to do them. That's pretty much it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Thanks for being amazing. I know you guys are awesome. You're putting in some amazing work, and I'm really proud of the stuff that you've done. And it's really been a joy to really see your growth over this time. So thank you for being awesome. Be safe. Have fun. Have a great weekend. If you're in Florida like me, please be safe. Tropical storm. And that's all I got. Have a good one. Be safe. And keep in mind for my announcements for Monday. Enjoy. Bye-bye.